He who controls the spice controls the universe.
lifestyle.
Welcome back to the bar with me, ladies and gentlemen. It's Friday night. It's 8 p.m. I got my swag up. I got all of the materials that I need to make drinks for me. That's right. I'm making drinks for me. And I'm going to be honest. I'm super excited to do the drink tonight. Basically because I can't shut up about Dune 2. The second I saw this movie, had I not already had last week's stuff planned, I would have definitely done a Dune drink last week when I watched the movie. Because it's awesome. I think Dune 2 is a perfect film. Meanwhile, I got like all this Freddy stuff up. Yeah, sure. But it's just decoration, you know? Dune, yeah. I'm pretty pumped about it. I thought it was a great movie. Tonight's cocktail, Muad'Dib's Awakener, is a straight takeoff from it. You know, I forgot to mention this last week, okay? And the 1984 movie is just fine, Mick. I'll have you know. The 1984 movie is just fine. It's its own thing, okay? But what I mentioned is this. I forgot to talk about this last week. I'm using glitter again this week with the drink because I forgot to mention kind of the motivation behind it. I read this whole article about eating and drinking. Eating and drinking with your eyes. Okay? Eating and drinking with your eyes. Yes, Ward, my man. And so the edible glitter that I've been putting 2 weeks in a row in the cocktails, not only are they theme related. Last week, we had the swirl. This week, of course, spice. The spice must flow. Okay? But this article talked about how engaging as many senses as you possibly can while you are eating or drinking something 100% impact how you taste it. Okay? So in terms of what I'm doing here, it has a purpose. I know that it's just edible glitter and whatever. It doesn't actually add flavor, but it flavors with your eyes, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to explain that before we got into the beers and the cocktail, in large part because I forgot to last week. Eat and drink with your eyes. That's why there's a whole science to plating food and designing how you garnish cocktails. Okay? Eat and drink with your eyes. Highly recommend it. But let's get into some beers. This week we're doing Old Nation, which is right down here by Lansing, Michigan, in a place called Williamston. So you guys know, since it's not on water, in the Mastershake mind, it already gets 100 points deducted, okay? Sorry. Just how I operate. But unlike other landlocked breweries, man, do they make really damn good beer. It's really good beer, okay? Let's add in the other camera. I want to go too wide, though. I want to go like this, yeah. I want to be big. Make the picture bigger. Shout out to Megabev for always being my supplier right here. And you'll see I get 10% off every You Pick 6 that I buy. That's a huge reason why. As many as that I buy, I think about that once a week. The 10% adds up. Find yourself a place where you can get 10% off your You Pick 6s, okay? Since it's already in front here, we'll start with the Big Boss Tweed. So this is a double hazy IPA, okay? Boss Tweed is built off the M43, which I'll introduce in a little bit. It's basically a double M43. The ABV is pretty high on this one, okay? And also, I'm really surprised, to be perfectly honest, that they put it in a tall boy because we got something coming in at 9.3%. Looks like, something from Rob Zombie, Boss Tweed. Great label, great beer, and it's definitely an A. It says it's got 9.3% of hazy swagger. I love this beer. I think it's their best beer. It's an A+. If you can get it, I don't think they distribute outside the state of Michigan, but if you can get it, I recommend it. Okay, it's A+. Next up, this is the Detroit Dwarf. It's got a really cool like picture of basically like Satan on it. You can see the light. Pretty cool label. This is an alt style. So in terms of what do you have, an ale and an alt beer, you'll see it ALTBIER. It's more along the lines of a really crisp ale. All right. And they're light, it's 5.8%, so this isn't going to kick you in the teeth. But everything that they do that is like light is pretty damn good. I haven't tried this yet. Pretty excited to, because this is brand new. It says here at the bottom, the legendary Maine Rouge Alt Beer. So my guess is it's going to have hints of red ale. Okay. Maybe some different maltiness in it that you don't usually have in an alt beer. I'm really excited. Okay. Only 5.8%. So it doesn't really fit the Mastershake, let's kick you in the teeth, but I'm excited about that. Next up is the My, and I got it because it's a triple. And it's been a long time since I've had a triple IPA on the show. I love triple IPAs. A lot of people do not. And don't forget, like, my. It's like Michigan, right? Now, this triple only has 50 IBUs. So unlike a lot of triples, this isn't the kind that's going to, like, as people say, taste like pennies or anything like that. But the ABV, 10.8%. Gotta love it, especially for only $4. A 10% beer for that, all day, every day, twice on Tuesday. Now, it's my guess, because it is the NEPA style. It's built on the M43, which is their most popular beer, like everything else. So it's going to taste like a triple M43. Okay. What about bye? No, my. There is no bye down here in the bar. So their number one seller. IPA Ale Series M43, New England Pale Ale. The IBUs are higher on their single, which doesn't make a lot of sense to me, but I mean, that's how they brewed it. 6.8%. This is a great NEPA. Okay. The label is really, really simple. There's M43 on it. It's been around a long time here in Michigan, like 10 years. And it's always been a really high seller. I should mention about these. So right here, like every time you get one of these NEPAs or hazies, you want to roll the beer just like this, believe it or not. And you may have had this before, where you pour a NEPA like this and it has sediment in it. Often those are the remnants of the fruit that's been in the beer as they've made it. So by doing that, you actually like kind of mix it, so to speak, and you won't see so many of the little like flakes in it, which is not to be confused with an IPA that's old. An IPA old will have large, basically chunks in it. And you don't want to drink that. That's bad beer. Boreal, they came out with this 4 years ago. This is their new Orthodox series, they're calling it, because like something like a lager is it's considered an Orthodox beer, but this is the new Orthodox. So they take an Orthodox style, like a lager, and they do something to it. This is the dry hop lager, comes in at 5%. Even though it's got like these pine trees on the front, this is a good summer beer. Dry hop lager is gonna, man, that light just is really not cooperating today. All those trees you can kind of see. But what we have here is just a smooth lager, easily drinkable. Highly recommend. And it's only $3. Anytime you can get craft lager like that for $3, money. Lastly, not my favorite. I would give this like a C+. You need a special German glass bottle packaging, maybe. The B43, which is along the lines of the New Orthodox series, but earlier than the Boreal. This was like 2 or 3 years after they came out with the M43. This clocks in at 7%, 65 IBUs, just like the M43. But unlike them, this has a different kind of like citrus to it. I would say the M43 is very grapefruit. This is orange-ish. And it's just like solid. That's the way I explain it. M43 is excellent. This is solid. So if you want something different, you don't want the bite of the grapefruit, B43 is a good thing to go to it. But I give it like C+. I do not like it as much as the other beers. I just realized they're not in frame. The other beers that are here. Okay. All solid. I give, honestly, I have to tell you, I give them like an A- despite the fact that they're landlocked. That's how good their beer is. Okay. I have never had a beer there that's minus. Every beer has been a plus beer. And they take some chances. You know, that's why they have the Orthodox series in the first place. So I say check them out. Once in a while, catch a good sour from them. They don't do stout. So if you're a stout guy, different, I guess. But they do a lot of different styles. And I dig them. So JB says check them out. Let's get on with the show because I want to make this drink. Also, I'm excited to light things on fire. Lighting things on fire is always fun. I'll never forget the first time I lit one on fire on the show. I had so much fun with it. But the whole reason that we're doing fire in the first place, I wanted to replicate the Dune theme really well. That was my goal. I wanted to embrace that. So we're going to try to make this sparkle. We're going to try to make this, look like spice on top of sand, for lack of a better way to put it. Okay. You can already see a couple supplies there. We got our shakers. Today we're using a coupe. This is my favorite coupe. This is one I use. It's not see-through, and you'll see why I didn't want see-through later. But Timmy actually has Tim has a great coupe that I really like. He and Dr. Forbes do. Okay. You need strain like always. Let's set it on top of there. Bar spoon. Jig. I got the ribbed one today. Ribbed for its pleasure. Cocoa bean vodka. Right here. Hey, it's not my fault if people haven't watched Dune, okay? That's not my fault. It's a masterpiece, so. You need Kahlua. And in my opinion, there's no replacement for it. Some people will say that, like, I think it's called Kamora or something like that. It's garbage. You got to have Kahlua. Kahlua can't be replaced, in my opinion. It's not like Irish cream. Irish cream is Irish cream is Irish cream. I've tried a bunch. I don't notice the differences, but I do notice the difference in this. Okay. And then horchata. And I'm using a special horchata that Taxman got me for Christmas, if I remember right. It's a vegan horchata. Now, I will say this. Vegan horchata is being used, and horchata in general. I don't want it to curdle. It's not that we can't do, because you can do a cream and not have it curdle if you do it the right way. But I didn't want to chance it. Also, I feel like when I use cream, it is overwhelmingly dessertish in terms of whether you're putting bourbon with it, whether you're putting vodka with it. It doesn't matter. To me, it's a dessert drink when you have cream or half and half in it. This stops it from being overwhelmingly dessertish. Now, something that's going to set this apart from basically other drinks like this, Bennett Scorpion Bitters. From the Scorpion Pepper, you see they're clear and they're hot. I'm not going to lie. You don't want to overdo it. So if you're using these, don't overdo it. 2 kinds of glitter this time. Silver. Yeah, the horchata is lighter. Like, test this out, man. I did. I tried cream. It's too dessertish. It's too much. I don't want it to be overwhelming like that. So let's start mixing our ingredients here. We got our ice over there, but I don't want to pull it out yet because I got a special shot for everybody today. My mom asked the other day that she doesn't ask often about anything other than drinking Captain Morgan and Pepsi, because that's what she drinks. But she asked how to make my favorite shot. My favorite shot is green tea shot. So today's shot, if you have the stuff and you want to do a green tea shot with me at the end of the show, that's what it's going to be. So we're going to shake another shot. So let's start with our one crack cube and one whole cube. Whole. And we get to say it. My favorite phrase, Katie's favorite phrase, everybody's favorite phrase. Spank that ice. Gotta love it. Give it a good crack. There we go. 1.5 ounces of your cocoa bean vodka, and we're doing all liquor here. I mean, there's no like, this will get you drunk. Okay, like I'm not saying this is not the kind of drink that like you're like, man, I'm gonna have 3 of these. Like, it's heavy. So you want 1.5 ounces of your cocoa bean vodka. I'm using mine from the Grand Traverse Distillery. We bought it while we were on vacation. Katie, spank it. With our friends formerly from Boston, but now Lansing, Michigan, which we love. And we got it while we were on vacation with them up in Fishtown and by Traverse City. So it was great. Kahlua. You want 1.5 ounces of Kahlua. So equal parts your vodka and Kahlua. This is very similar building-wise to making a White Russian. You will already notice that. Okay. It is very similar to making a White Russian. I'm not going to lie about that. The difference is we're shaking the hell out of this. Okay. You want 1 ounce of your vegan horchata. 1 full ounce of your vegan horchata. I wish you could, like, if you have this kind of horchata, you'll see it's not viscous. It's not like cream. And that's why I went with it. Like, it's going to profuse better inside your drink. Okay. You want 3, and I'm telling you, 3 dashes of your Scorpion bitters. 1, 2, 3. Not more. It'd be overwhelming. Don't do it. Now I'm going to put my silver spice, my silver glitter, in with the shaking part of the cocktail. We're just going to give it exactly as much as we did last week, really. Okay. It is much dreamier because Shake's here. Thomas, I can make a drink. Ice-wise, for the cocktail itself, spherical ice. Okay. In your coupe, just like so. That's part of why I'm using a coupe. And visually, as I'm about to show you, the curvature that goes with the coupe works really well. Okay. I want you to see this. The curvature of the coupe fits really well with this in terms of how you give it a spin. It doesn't move. So visually, remember, we're trying to, drink with our eyes and eat with our eyes. Visually, it helps. Okay. I really mean that. Now, we'll give this a pretty heavy shake. Give it a little tap. Tap, tap, tap-a-roo. It's all glittery already, just like spice. I love it. Super tight strain. Jokes ensue. Super tight strain tonight. It looks like a boob. There we go. Let the spice flow. We got a little bit left in here. I'm just going to kind of like drizzle on top of there. So visually, you got this. Okay. Alexa, lights to normal. There we go. We don't have any see. Now, it's glittering a little. However, this is where we get real Dune with it. Remember, kids, don't try this at home. Come on. Torch. Gotta love it. Get your gold glitter ready. I always hold it at an angle like this. That's why I use a cooking torch. And garnish your drink with your gold sparkles. Katie wants to start stuff on fire. And so what you're left with must flow. It's not really a good angle of it, is it? Try this. I'm terrible at positioning it. There we go. The spice must flow, ladies and gentlemen. And visually, this is a pretty freaking sweet drink. It's got the little layers of glitter. It got the little layers of glitter on there, just like spice. Kind of covers the top of the spherical cube, so it still looks like it's part of the drink. And visually, we are drinking with our eyes. We have our own spice at home. Okay, it is a truly gorgeous drink. Let's see if I can show you from this angle, the 1080p, and you can see the spice must flow. Thomas, I didn't want to do the blue. Originally, I was either going to do a blue or a spice-based drink. And Taxman Tim there actually was the one who picked the spice drink. Okay. I can't do Sardaukar. Like, I can't do the Sardaukar, sorry. So, to Dune being a perfect movie, and to this being a damn good drink, and it is. So this, no pun intended, the spice of the bitters shows up, and what you have here, it is as prophesized. It is, Katie. This is a great drink, and visually it looks beautiful. The gold, kind of accent going on with the silver, kind of flaking in the drink in the light. It's like you're drinking spice. Man. Hopefully I didn't get any gold on my nose. That's a really good drink. I'll tell you this, though. This thing will get you drunk. It's like drinking a martini. That's the only thing I can really explain. It's like drinking a martini. It's pure octane. If I can have any criticism of the drink, maybe it could do with something a little bit sweeter. Okay? Potentially, it could be a little sweeter. It's got some octane. You're a nerd. Oh. If you know what I mean, and I think you do. Awesome. I give it like a 4.5. If it was just a little bit sweeter, I got to think of a way to kind of interject a little bit of sweetness. Maybe off the top of my head, I can't really think of anything, but something that would add in. I guess I could just put simple sugar in it, but that's lazy. There's got to be some liquor that I could add to it, keep the octane, but have enough sweetness that it's not pure octane. Okay. Man, that's it. So it's kind of like glittering. It's really hard to show up on the light. It's just cool. That's all. I had 2 weeks in a row. I think I've made really visually cool looking drinks that I would serve at a themed bar. I'm not putting Bailey's in it. I told you. I feel like that's cheating. Not putting Bailey's in it. She just wants Bailey's in everything. She tries to put Bailey's in it like her Mountain Dew. No, that's not true. But shot tonight to close the show. We're actually going to shake another drink. Okay, and this is just a shot, so we don't really need anything. But if you want to make my favorite shot at home, it's called the green tea shot. You can order it at a bar. It's usually pretty cheap. You need peach tree schnapps. lemon juice, or if you're really lazy, you can just get that sweet and sour mix. Irish whiskey. My preference, Jameson, because Jameson is the preference of champions. And you need Sprite, and I'm using Starry because I had Starry in the house. Right? Thanks, Henry. And actually, just because I felt like this looked like the popcorn bucket. Okay. I mean, think about the popcorn bucket. Right here. This is what I'll be doing my shot out of today. Okay. It certainly looks like, yeah, you know what it looks like. I don't need to fill in the blank. My favorite part about doing a shake and shot, though, we get to say it one more time. Spank that ice, baby. Love it. 1 whole cube. Equal parts of all of our mixture. Equal parts of all of our mixture, okay? You have, I'm just going to do, because I do have a little, kind of a big glass. I'm going to do, and I got to flip this around, because that's why I only use the one end. I'm going to do an ounce of each. So an ounce of lemon juice. And you might be like, but Dan, that's like a 3-ounce shot. Listen, there are no rules, people. The drink says equal parts, and you can put as much as you want. You can put 3 ounces of each and drink up. That's how you make a shot into a cocktail, by the way, which I've done a lot, you know. Ask Taxman Tim about when I decided to turn Alabama Slammers into cocktails, because that happened. That was a journey. That was a journey. 1 ounce of my Jameson. Go. We're gonna top the drink off. Do not pour the soda in when you shake it. Come on now. New strainer. New strainer. Give it a good shake. Tap. Strain. Now this, I should have found some way to make it blue, now that I'm thinking of it, because I could be drinking the water of life. No, the Mrs. Shake story happened after. You saw me drink it. She just saw me not drink it. Okay. And then to taste. I mean, I only put a splash of Sprite in it. Okay. There we go. The water of life. To you, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a good Friday night. I love making drinks. You guys are the best people. It's a green tea shot, and we got the Irish cheer. Why not? May your whiskey be warm. May your beer be warm. May your women be cold, but your nights full of heart. Slanja. Oh, that's so good. God, I love green tea shots. Anyway, you guys have been great. Lovely night. Go have some fun. Watch some movies. Go see Dune 2 because it's awesome. I've been your Mastershake here every Friday night. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Only on the Scene Snobs Network. That's where we are. Come join us on the Discord. Tell me why I'm full of shit about Dune. I dare you. A double dog dare you. Okay? Sturdo Vision tonight at midnight. We're not doing the Outcast tonight, so I don't have to necessarily clean everything up right away, which is nice. Usually I have to panic clean everything. I had a blast. I hope you guys did too. See you next Friday.